Is it really cheaper to bake your own bread at home? Well, I've always been intimidated by the thought of baking my own bread. And to hide this, I always used to say, no, it's actually cheaper to buy bread. You know, it's cheaper and all that. But I recently met a friend of mine who told me that they bake their own bread at home and it is way, way cheaper. So of course I had to try it. You guys know how much I love making money and how much I love saving money. There's so many things I no longer buy in this house. So it was my opportunity to try and bake my own bread. And you guy, my guy, this is the result. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can bake a very easy bread. Easy like Sunday morning, anyone can do it. And in the process, see whether or not it is cheaper to actually bake our own bread at home. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Let's do this. The ingredients we are going to use to bake your own bread, they are, I'm sure you have them in your house. I mean, it's so easy. So we are going to use some oil. Just basic cooking oil, so easy. And then all-purpose wheat flour. Here I have a mixture of whole wheat and white because I like it like that. Then we have an egg, and we have sugar, and we have yeast. Okay, this might be the one thing you might not have if you're not a bread baker like me. I had to buy this. And salt and a cup of milk, all right? That's it. The other thing that I found to be very, very key is you need, of course, your mixing bowl, a whisk, a cooking stick, and measuring instruments. You guys know I'm not such a big fan of measuring, but when it comes to bread, I think the more precise, the better. So that's really key. So that's it. And let's do this. It's so quick, it's so easy. The first thing I'm going to do is just warm my milk just a little bit, just to be like slightly more than room temperature, because it works better for the yeast. You will not believe how easy this is. Let's do this. Into the bowl, I'm going to put 2.5 cups of my wheat flour, and I make sure the cup is, you know, leveled. It's 2 cups. And a half cup, okay? Then I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons of sugar. See, 1, 2, 3, okay? Then 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't know where my teaspoon measurement is. This is half a teaspoon, so I'll put 2. And 2 teaspoons of your instant dry yeast. All right. So I'll have to put 4 of these. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I have all my dry ingredients in there. So I'll just give them a mix. Now that's done. I'm going to put in our 1 cup of warm milk. So I've just warmed it, so let me just measure. And mix it. Now I found that it's better. I found actually this French baker using this part of the cooking stick. I think it mixes better than this one. Of course, if you have a mixer, more power to you. So just mix this. At first I was wondering why he's using that part, because it looked a little bit weird to me. But then when I tried it, I was like, oh, that's why. So it looks a bit dry, worry not. I'm going to put in 1 egg. Mix it a bit. and 2 tablespoons of oil. There we go. 1, 2. And it's at this point that I like to go in with my hands. So you have to make sure you knead it very well. And at this point, add a 1/4 cup of flour and just mix it in. So I was watching this lady on YouTube and she said you need to knead the bread at least 150 watt times to really activate the gluten. And I found that to be very good advice because I never quite know how much kneading is enough, but when someone tells you how much, the count, the number of times you need to knead it, makes it a whole lot easier. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 150. Cool. All right, so the next thing to do is just leave it here. Cover it with a cloth and let it rest for 10 minutes. Okay. Our bread has been resting for a good 10 minutes. And this is how it looks. Now, what we're going to do is spread it out a bit so that we can shape it. But before we get there, I should grease my baking tin, my bread tin. All right, this one we just bought at Carrefour. I have another one, but that one is too long. This is a 9 by, let me see, 9 by 5. 9 inches by 5 inches, okay? So that one is ready. So what to do next is to just spread out the dough. Okay. I didn't even know that this was a necessary step until just recently. Easy peasy, like that, and then I just roll it. Okay, roll it onto itself. Okay, don't mind the flour on top. Then this goes into our baking tin. Then I'm going to put it in a warm place in the kitchen and let it rise for 35-40 minutes until it is slightly above the tin. Now, the best place I found to do this is in my oven with the light on, a bit like how we do it when we're making our yogurt. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm still going to cover it, put it in the oven with the light on only for 35 to 40 minutes. And then now we will bake it, boom, bam, boom. And we will have our nice, fresh, homemade bread. Let's do this. Our bread has risen beautifully, as you can see. Oh my gosh, we want it to rise like that, about half an inch to an inch above the rim of our baking tray. Now the other thing is we need to be preheating our oven. I forgot to say this, at 180 degrees centigrade, 180 190 degrees centigrade, or 375 Fahrenheit, okay, which is what I am doing currently. It's a bit tricky because the bread itself was rising in the oven. Let me cover it a bit. So you had to remove it from the oven about 10 minutes before, so we can preheat it, because you don't want to preheat it obviously with your bread in the oven. All right, now the oven is hot. I'll put it in there. We're going to bake it for another 35 minutes, but after about 20 minutes we'll get a foil paper and just cover it on top to prevent over browning of the bread on top, so that it can bake, have a nice even golden color. But I'll show you that. But now let's bake it for a total of 35 minutes at 190 degrees centigrade. Let's do this. Our beautiful bread is now baked to perfection. Ah, look at this, look at this. In fact, I feel like I might have delayed in putting the foil. It's a bit darker than I would like, but it is amazing. Oh my goodness, look at this, guys. I've let it rest outside the oven for about 10 minutes. And wow, can you look at that? It's very nice and crunchy on the outside. Can you hear that? But soft and juicy on the inside. Whoa. Like, can you even? Look at that. That is so gorgeous, you guys. Can you see how easy it is to cut through it? Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, it smells so good. So the question is, homemade bread really cheaper than the one that you buy from the store? I personally think it is cheaper, because we only used like 2.5 cups of flour and an egg and milk. So I guess one packet of 2 kilogram flour will make you quite a number of loaves of bread. One loaf of bread we buy at almost 100 shillings, and one packet of flour, which will give you like six loaves, is 120 shillings. So basically, for me, it is definitely cheaper to make your own bread. And what I'll be doing when I get a chance is baking a few loaves like on a Sunday afternoon, and then we have them during the week, and boom. So it's easier when you have like 3 or 4 loaves in your oven. Saves electricity so much. Amazing. And I'm going to have this with, of course, our homemade peanut butter and pineapple jam, because can you even? Let me show you how that looks. Yay! It is so soft and so delicious and so tasty. I cannot wait for the kids to taste this. Please try this recipe. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you'd like to know how to make your own peanut butter or pineapple jam, feel free to check out those videos. I'm going to link them here. And bye. Let me enjoy my bread. See you in the next one.